Today's conference is about exploring the untapped potential within museums, the positive work that museums could do for and with communities, the partnerships that could be formed, and the policies that could be developed.
Today we have been looking at museums and wellbeing and how museums can play a role within your health and wellbeing, how participants can benefit from a museum environment as a public space.
Something that was very important for us today was to give a platform to a range of different diverse voices, not just of artists or educators or facilitators, but actually the project participants themselves.
I think museums have a transformative power. That feeling you get in a museum when you feel like you have every right to be there and you can own that space.
What made it for me was hearing from participants as well as practitioners. Sometimes when we have conferences of museums, we speak to each other as professionals, but we don't always speak to the people who engage in our programmes.
Museums can really offer a chance for people to be sociable and make new social connections. And the feedback we had from our participants was that they were really grateful for coming along to the museum and meeting new people and making new relationships.
Today is so important because it shows the role that museums play within the community, such a significant role in the positive differences it can make.
I'm very excited by a meeting like this because I think it's an opportunity for us to think, where do arts and culture fit into healthcare? And I think within the museums area, this is effectively a statement of the richness of Irish citizenship.
It was really important for the subject matter of the piece, but really important that museums are those places where you're allowed to come and think and contemplate and just sit with images and objects and thoughts.
I need this mental health space. I need those moments where I can just not think about anybody. I'm just going to go and do 2 hours for me. And that's what museums do.
I think museums provide a fantastic environment, very welcoming and comfortable, and lots of experiences that you can have within a museum.
So one of the key messages that we had was a response to identity and what roles the museum can play in that. So we've had speakers from migrant women's group and travellers group as well, and how they sought out identity or seen themselves within the museum space. And the museum would then, as a national museum, have a role to play in kind of responding to that.
I think it's really positive to have the museums collaborating with the community like that, because it really changes lives. It does break down barriers and it opens the doors for the young makers to have that safe and open space that is welcoming to the community.
It was a great honour to be part of today. I really enjoyed it, done lots of things, and each one gets more exciting than the one before.
There was a time, and there's still a time, when we're very invisible in our community. But for that particular time, the museum has given us a platform, a space to be visible, to share our culture.
So it was a very interesting event today, and I'm just so happy to have a voice for the women who couldn't be here, and to know how much the museum can contribute to improve the life of migrants and people to feel welcome in the community that we call our new community, and to feel very Irish.
This has been the most rewarding work the museum has undertaken in our short history.
I think that there are loads of opportunities for us within the cultural sector, within the museums sector, to start working in a much more strategic way together, to maybe start breaking down some of the barriers that sometimes keep us from working together.
I truly believe that museums are enchanted places. They contain moments of stillness, capture your imagination and freeze time.
I think today was a real success, and I think that it's only the beginning. It's the first step that we're taking in terms of seriously looking at this kind of work.